Hey guys, what's going on? Drew here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and today we have a new superhero card that I'm going to be honest with you, I thought would never be coming into the game, and it is the alternate human kite, aka Kyle's cousin. Now, this has been a card that a lot of you have said in a lot of my streams, a lot of my videos, anything covering superheroes. A lot of people are like, man, I hope Kyle's cousin finally comes into Phone Destroyer. Well, here he is, guys. He's finally coming in here as a rare card, also a range card similar to his cousin as Human Kite, or aka Kyle as well. He has a charge ability where he creates a burst of wind that pushes both enemies and himself back. So this is a very interesting, going to be a very interesting card in how it works counteractive to someone like Wonder Tweak, right? Who definitely moves units into a confined area. He's going to be pushing units back. So probably to the level of what Super Fart does with pushing units back, right? But it also pushes him back. So not only is it moving them in the direction back away from him, but it moves him to a more safe position back behind and stuff like that. So I will have some gameplay of Human Kite to look at that Red Links has given me. So we'll look at that as well here. But I want you guys to really pay attention to the card stats. Because remember, this is a rare card, guys. And if you look at his stats, his base level stats, obviously 130, 33, but his max 5 is usually the bread and butter that we want to talk about. I mean, rare cards you want at 5 or 6 to be legitimately viable, realistically. So you look at max 5, 447, 113 is the max damage for a rare card. Now, Human Kite has been nerfed recently. Max 5 Human Kite, which is again an epic card, is 459 health, 91 damage. So at max 5, a rare card now, brand new rare card, is stronger than its epic counterpart. That seems problematic to me. Very problematic to me. I'm also going to show you guys just real quick what Human Kite's stats would be at level 7. Now, I understand it's an epic card. Nobody probably has this card to level 7. If so, maybe very few people globally right now would have this card at level 7. But if we look here, guys, we have 575 health, 146 damage here for alternate Human Kite. But if we look at Kyle's Human Kite's actual stats, 526 health, 108 damage. 526, 108, 575, 146. Again, a rare card right now is stronger than Human Kite. Does that mean Human Kite will be changed with his baseline stats? I have no idea. Remember, Human Kite was nerfed because he was used rapidly in Silver Shield and in Bronze Shield. He was a problem for lower arenas, more so than he was in Legendary Arena. You don't really see a lot of Human Kite anymore, and here's why. Now, a rare card that's coming into the game, as far as baseline stats, remember the abilities are completely different. Human Kite's ability is a shielding for all units within an aura that are only ground level units, by the way, not flying units. And then this one is a pushing away, basically, super fart ability. So they're different abilities, but the baseline stats, this is problematic that Human Kite and alternate Human Kite are different in stat-wise, and they're different in rarities. That's not good. So that's just my opinion on that one, or on those things. So let's just go and look at the card in game and see how it plays out. Alright, so here we go, guys. We have great voice line right off the bat. So here's the main thing. Number one, right off the bat. He's on the ground. So this is a completely different view of it, other than obviously Human Kite is a flying card, which gives him advantage there. So that automatically now makes me slightly understand the reason for his increased stat line, because he's on the ground. As being a ground unit, he's more susceptible to being attacked than would be a flying unit. So now it makes a little bit more sense to me, in that Red Links would change the stats and make alternate Human Kite slightly stronger, but I digress. Let's see some more of the game. Let's actually watch the gameplay here. So the charge comes pretty fast from what we've all done. He's gone from the back line of New Kid already to midline. He's already got his charge. So around the same amount of time that someone like Som, somebody like that would have. So relatively quick, not super fast, not to the level of something like Witch Garrison or something like that.
My faith will protect me.
So there he goes. He pushes himself back, obviously. Does a very minute amount of damage, even to someone like Space Warrior Token. But as you can see, he's got the laser eyes, similar to that of Human Kite. That would have been an interesting animation to have seen frozen units from Ice Sniper Wendy and see if alternate Human Kite can push it back. I mean, his voice lines are hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Like Cousin Kyle or Kyle's cousin. Wow. It already is hilarious to me in that regard. The voice lines aren't everything. It's then also how useful is this card.
I'm like a near final boss now. I'll cut you. Yippee!
Yippee!
Hey, you are meaningless. Don't be so rough. My super ultimate power, get ready. Stop cheating.
Interesting. Also, the plus side would be because he's a ground unit, Human Kite can actually shield him, right? So if you had Human Kite in your deck, then you could shield your own cousin, right? That sounded weird. Did it sound weird? Probably was. You can kind of strategically use it with lava if you have lava to a decent level, so that's kind of an intriguing proposition. Would you use the wind dynamic of Wonder Tweak paired with alternate Human Kite to have the wind abilities kind of synergize together to some degree? You could have him push them away, and then I don't know if you would really want Wonder Tweak to bring them back together. Like, I don't really understand the dynamic that you could use. But with the pushback, which does, from what it looks like, little to no damage, would you want to then bring them back in? Or would you pull in with Wonder Tweak if you could then summon alternate Human Kite, then push them back away immediately following? Would that deactivate the ability of Wonder Tweak and alternate Human Kite? These are all things I'm going to be trying out. Although Red Lynx doesn't seem to try some of these out. Obviously, okay, so it actually does 0 damage. You saw no damage was done to the rats at all when they were pushed back. Let's look at it one more time. So here's his push. You see the rats being pushed off. You see no damage being done. So he doesn't do any damage with it. It's only used more as a defensive strategy for you and your teammates. So that's interesting to look at. So there's no damage being done. It's just strategy, basically. All right. I mean, it didn't have any damage in the description of the ability or of the card itself, but we only had just the base card art, so we didn't have all of the card information. So that would make sense now that it doesn't do any damage at all. So, yeah, I know I've been saying that it does damage. It doesn't do damage.
My bad. Yay! I'm like a near final boss now.
Definitely useful to be getting away, pesky assassins and stuff like that. So it's definitely more useful to keep in your back pocket as a defensive tool for you, or to maybe reposition to something like that. You have Super Craig right there, who has an AoE basic attack. If you can push those units back in front of Super Craig, now Super Craig can deal with them. Or something along the lines of, like, say, Call Girl is right there. Push them back in front, and then Call Girl can zap them down, or, other units can deal with it. That's going to be better for that. So this is a very interesting card. I don't know how well on paper this card's going to turn out. We're just going to have to wait and see till we see him in action, live, and all that good stuff. But we will be having the highly requested alternate Human Kite, aka Kyle's cousin, coming into the game. How are you guys? I think a lot more people are just excited about this card coming out, maybe, than the cards in actual reality. But again, we're going to have to test it out. It's going to be out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or it's going to be out in the weekend event. So it will be out Friday for all of us to see. I assume it will probably be out in the Chaos mode as well, for us all to test out. And I'm just going to throw this out there here at the end of this video that many of you may not get to. This scares me that this has been now for how many months now since the Goth Kids have been announced. Every 2 weeks we've had a new card. Red Lynx, as much as we have a lot of cards in this game, we do. I would be cautious about adding a new card every 2 weeks. because there are other things within the game that need to get addressed, and adding cards constantly every 2 weeks is going to be problematic if it continues. The main core of this game will leave if that's the focus going forward, is every 2 weeks a new card comes out. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but I feel like more people will leave because you're showing a bad image of what you're focusing on in this game is adding more cards, making more money, and that's it. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the direction that Red Lynx is going as a whole, but it kind of looks that way a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is probably not the best way to end it, but Alternate Human Kite coming out this weekend. We'll definitely be testing it out. You know I will be. I love superheroes. They're my favorite theme right now. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, my name is Drewsy.